All set up and ready to talk about summer correctives, and in particular retinol. I want to talk about retinol a bit today because 90% of skin conditions are caused by a compromised barrier. When we start messing with our barrier, messing with the microbiome, dehydrating the skin, sensitizing the skin, that's when the bad stuff starts to happen. That's when we see hyperpigmentation rearing its head. That's when we see rosacea coming into play, increased redness. That's when we see increased breakouts and acne. So it's really important for us to understand how to take proper care of our skin barrier all year round. And so we're heading into the summer months. Here in California, we're already starting to have some very sunny days. And it's time for us to start thinking about how are we going to take care of our barrier during the summer months. Now, many people think about retinol, and we do. We think about retinol as being that really regenerative, supportive, anti-aging ingredient. However, many retinols are harsh and hard on the skin. And while our skin can handle it somewhat during those cooler months when we're not out in the sun and not so exposed, it is very hard in the summertime. If we're using a retinol that's just too aggressive, we're going to compromise our skin barrier and we're going to cause that increase in problems that we don't want. We're going to see an increase in hyperpigmentation. We're going to see an increase in redness, inflammation, which we know inflammation leads to more aging, and we're going to see an increase in breakouts. So it's super important, whether you're concerned about acne or just keeping your skin healthy or you have rosacea, it's super important for us to find a corrective routine that works during those harsh summer months. So we're going to take a look today at some of the different things. And one of the things I'm going to say right off the bat is that if you are using a retinol serum, you've got to look closely at yourself and really ask, is this retinol serum causing a lot of exfoliation? Am I having to be really careful with how much I use it, or my skin gets red and irritated or gets those little round red like cigarette burns that retinol can cause? If you're using a prescription retinol, it's most likely going to be too strong for summertime. And some of the other retinols that we have around that are over the counter, some of our pro strength retinols, some of them can be okay for one person, but not okay for the next person because there's no one size fits all when it comes to skincare. So a good rule of thumb is that if you're using a prescription retinol, step it down. And we're going to have some alternatives for you today. Or if you're using an encapsulated retinol or an L-retinol in a professional type product like your Rhonda Allison or your Face Reality, what you're going to want to do likely is step it down a notch. So maybe you were able to use it 4 or 5 nights a week. Maybe during the summer you're going to cut it down to once or twice a week, and then or even replace it with an alternative. So today we're going to talk about a few alternatives that I like to use with my clients, and I'm going to also open this discussion up so you guys can tell me what you're using and we can fine tune and have really some live discussion, making this really personal for you. What would be good alternatives for you to step into for your summer routine? Now, some retinols, some of the more advanced retinols being made by some of the big companies such as, Glymed is Clinical. Some of these companies are now, especially Is Clinical, has this real cutting edge retinol formulations where they're using encapsulated retinol, so it's delivered over a time period and not causing those hot spots. And they're also putting in epigenetics which are like peptides that speak to your skin and actually tell your skin to be calm. They're also putting in calming ingredients so you're not seeing all that inflammation, and they're putting in hydrating ingredients. So when you're doing this really nice combination of ingredients in your retinol, it's more likely that you're going to be able to use that through the summer months with no problem. It used to be, even just 3 years ago, I would tell people they had to set aside every retinol product. Just set aside your retinols for summer, and we had great alternatives that we can offer you. But now it's starting to get a little bit gray, where you need to really know your skin or work with your esthetician. So because some of the new retinols that are being made are gentle enough and supportive enough to your skin that they can be used all summer long. Sometimes every day, sometimes just cutting them back a little bit. Some of my very favorite, and I talk about them a lot, retinol emulsion from Is Clinical. That one is oftentimes going to be safe enough to use for most people during the summer months. Let me see, another one would be the Glymed. Let me find that little Glymed baby here. Retinol Rejuvenation Serum. So Glymed and Is Clinical are both examples of companies that always put calming and soothing and hydrating ingredients in with their acids or retinols or corrective serums. So this is Retinol Rejuvenation Serum from Glymed is an encapsulated retinol, has lots of calming ingredients in there. The Retinol 1% emulsion from Is Clinical is cutting edge. It's just brand new. Not very long on the market, but we've been using it all winter and absolutely in love with it. Both of these would probably, for most people, be retinols that you could use throughout most of the year and not have a problem. Another retinol that we're finding that people can often use throughout the entire year is your Emapel. Emapel is such a rich and creamy, a lot of calming ingredients in that. And in fact, in the winter months, we're finding that we even want to boost this. We're putting another retinol underneath it, but it's generally gentle enough and hydrating enough that you can use this one in the summer months as well. So setting those, here's one more for my K-Beauty gals out there, my K-Beauty people. You've probably noticed Dr. Estee now has a new retinol serum, and it's a 1% cream. It is also very, very gentle, and we're finding that most people, even the most sensitive skin types, can use this all year round and multiple nights per week without having any problems. A lot of our K-Beauty clients are loving the new combination from Dr. Estee. This is a Dr. Estee Anti-Mela Toning Cream. The Anti-Mela Toning Cream is your tranexamic acid cream. So tranexamic acid is all about getting rid of hyperpigmentation, and this is in just a super creamy base so that you could even use this post-treatment, because we know that sometimes after having laser treatments or peels, we can be more sensitive and more prone to that inflammation response and more hyperpigmentation. And so that's why Dr. Estee came out with this Anti-Mela. And it's very, very silky, creamy. It's almost like like a balm. It's just a very nice, thick balm that you can put on your skin. And it is going to, excuse me, give you that tranexamic acid that you want to use. The retinol looks just like a retinol. So here's your retinol serum. Can put that on, and then you can even apply your Mela, Anti-Mela, right over the top of it, and it just gives it that very cushiony, very moist finish on the skin. So for my K-Beauty aficionados, that's a really great set that you can use. That's a good alternative for you to use during the summer months. So I see a few questions, don't want to miss them. Oh, Amalia says, Emapel made my skin red. Okay, let's talk about Emapel and doing that, because Emapel Skin Serum and Emapel Night Cream both have ingredients in there that are very active. The first 2 minutes that you have those on your skin, they're going to make your skin very pink, and they're actually going to feel very tingly and stingly, and that is completely normal. It's good. It's actually increasing circulation through the face. It's not causing inflammation. However, if you are rosacea prone, and highly reactive rosacea, it might be too stimulating for you. But for most people, once they understand that, oh, that pinkness and all that stinginess, it lasts for about 2 solid minutes and then it's gone. And actually, after you've been using it for a while, your skin gets used to it. It's not even doing that so much anymore. But if I ever take a break and come back, then I feel it again. It's great. But that's a normal reaction. That's not a bad reaction. Let's see, can I use retinol over face fillers? Absolutely, you can do that, no problem. Okay, let's see, we've talked about some retinols and choosing a gentler form of your L-retinol. L-retinol with that L in front means it's chirally correct. It's going to interact really well with your skin without causing a lot of bad reactions. The encapsulation process with that L-retinol further helps prevent those little hot spots and things that you can get with retinol, and delivers you a more lasting all-night delivery system. Now, let's step it down a little bit. If you want to keep the retinol going, you can actually step it down to a retinaldehyde serum. Retinaldehyde serum is when you put on retinaldehyde, your interaction with your body adjusts that retinol and converts it to retinol on your skin, but it's a gentler way of doing it. It's a wonderful way to use retinol during the summer months. So we have several retinaldehyde serums around here. One of them is SkinScript's Advanced Retinol. Maybe some of you guys have used that. Hale and Hush Rare Retinol Serum. And then Celine's very favorite, Rhonda Allison's Stem Cell A. All 3 of these are excellent to use as your retinol. So you're going to get many of the same retinol benefits, but you're using retinaldehyde, which is a gentler form of that retinol for you. Oh, here's another retinaldehyde serum that I love. This is from Sorella. This is their resurfacing elixir, and what's fun about this is it has vitamin C, bakuchiol, and retinaldehyde all together in there, so that makes it pretty cool. The thing about that Celine likes about the Stem Cell A retinaldehyde is it has some mandelic acid in it. So mandelic acid is that antibacterial, antifungal, and brightening element. So these are 2 kind of boosted retinaldehyde serums for specific purposes, and they work really well, especially during those summer months, or for people who just can't use retinol. They can use those all year round and not have a problem with them. So, and let's see, I still have some more questions. Okay, glasses. Megan, I'm scared to try retinol, but I think I really need one. How quickly would I start to purge if I was going to? I get cystic hormonal breakouts around my period. So what some people do they're more blemish prone, and they do an alternating system. And you could find that maybe you just alternate during that week before your period. Now, a lot of times that week before your period, if you're getting breakouts, it means you just need to cut out the dairy. No dairy products, cut out the gluten, those kind of inflammatory things, but in particularly the peanuts and the dairy, because they're really going to mess with your hormones at that time. And a lot of people find that if they cut out all dairy, that 3 or 4 days before their period, they get through without having that cystic breakout. And it's really kind of an empowering thing to know, because then if you know, well, I could eat this ice cream and I'm probably going to get a breakout, you might decide, well, but I have a photo shoot, or I have something important happening, I have a date, I'm not going to do that. Or you might decide, well, I don't care, I'll take a breakout this month, I just want to eat a scoop of ice cream or gelato and be okay with that for yourself. But knowing that will be very helpful for you. The other thing that people do when they're more breakout prone and they want to use a retinol is they do an alternating method. So we love that Face Reality Acne Med. You can pick up the 2.5%. If you need access to get Face Reality products, you can do the quiz on our website or reach out to customer service. They'll tell you what to do so you can get access to buy Face Reality Acne Med. And what you'll do is one night you use your retinol and the next night you use your Acne Med. And this brings up a really good point in that I don't use Acne Med, but what I do instead is brightening. So I have issues with getting a lot of hyperpigmentation in the summer months. So what I'm going to do through the summer, and what I've already started doing, is I'm using my retinol emulsion one night, and then the next night I'm using a brightening serum. Right now I'm using the Clinical brightening serum. So this is my every other night routine that I am doing that keeps me using my retinol, but also gives me that extra brightening I need. And I've also been experimenting. You guys need to have a little stronger skin to try this, but I've also been doing a little bit of layering with these. So I'll put on my retinol emulsion, then I'll put my brightening maybe just in the areas where I'm most concerned. And I'm playing with that because you guys know I'm always testing and trying new things. And I know you guys are going to ask me, can you layer those? So I've been layering them to see how it's going. So far, pretty good. What you come to find out is if you're starting to feel too dry or stingly or a little irritation or anything, you know you need to back off. And so maybe you wouldn't do that every night, but a couple times maybe. So I'm doing the every other, and then I'm fudging a little bit and applying them both together on some nights just to experiment with that. And then I top those off. Actually, which direction do I go? I had to think about it morning to night. So at nighttime, what I'm doing is I'm putting on my youth serum from Clinical. I love this, you guys. If you want to up your game on hyaluronic acid, ditch the hyaluronic acid and get Clinical Youth Serum. They don't use hyaluronic acid in this, they use glycerin, and glycerin is much more hydrating than hyaluronic acid, but the problem is if you use too much glycerin, it makes sticky, and that's why people started making more and more hyaluronic acid. Well, they use a perfect amount of glycerin in here so it's not sticky, but they've also loaded it with epigenetic peptides that send messages to your skin, copper peptides to really firm the elasticity in your skin, and antioxidants in there. So this is just the most amazing upgraded hyaluronic serum that I can tell you about. But this is what I do at nighttime. I'm putting this on, then I'm putting on my retinol emulsion, and then I'm dabbing on a little bit of this, or some nights I'm putting on my skin brightening by itself and then putting this youth serum over the top. So oftentimes if you're using a retinol, you can put youth serum underneath it and it's going to give you more calming support. So it's going to make it more likely that you're not going to have a negative reaction to your retinol. And I'm one of those people who, using retinol, I can develop little rashy spots. And so using my youth serum underneath, I have no problems, no rashiness anywhere. Love that about it. So this goes underneath your retinol, or it can go on top of other serums. So during the daytime, I'm using a vitamin C serum. I have two that I love that I'm going to mention to you guys. This is part of my summer skincare routine, and protection is that I am using either Brightening Complex or I'm using Gen XC. Both of these are vitamin C serums, so you can choose one or the other. They both have epigenetics, so they have great peptide messengers that are communicating with your skin. Brightening Complex is going to be that one that just the vitamin C that is more aggressively going after hyperpigmentation. The Gen XC will also do a little bit of brightening, but not as much as this one. So it just depends on how much hyperpigmentation you're prone to, in which direction you want to go. So when you're using one of these, then your youth, I like to call this super serum, we should call this youth. My youth serum goes on top of either one of these during the day, and that would be the modality for doing that. Now there's other things that you can use. So we've kind of gone into, okay, you can use L-retinol, You can use retinaldehyde. I want to show you guys another ingredient for people who can't use acids, can't use retinols, or want to step it down for summer. I have another product for you guys that you need to know about. Let me find it on my little shelf. Where is it? There it is. Found it. You guys should see. I have this whole pile of stuff out here just because I wanted to have all kinds of things on my desk today, because I know you guys are going to bring up different things that you're using, and I wanted to be able to show you things. So before I dive back into questions, I want to show you this from Glymed. This is a cutting edge product. It's called Bio Renewal Serum. Now, as you age, you may notice, I've noticed this, I especially noticed it in working with my mom or my mother-in-law. As they age, they would get this buildup of kind of rough skin around the chin, around the jawline, and I would do peels on them, exfoliations on them, and they would hardly even flake. It's almost like there's something going on. I can't get their skin to flake. And what they have found that is that there's some damaged peptides on the skin that actually cause that skin, those dead skin cells to adhere and not release. And it really messes up with that skin metabolism, because we know as we age, everything slows down anyway. That cell turnover slows down, it gets all sluggish. And then what happens when we have this damaged peptides on the skin, damaged protein on the skin, it really adheres on, and it's very hard to get it to let go. Well, Bio Renewal Serum goes after those damaged peptides and triggers them to release. So you get that desquamation, you get that releasing those cells that are all stuck together. It gets them to release and come off the skin. So they're finding, this is amazing. So it's not going to cause any retinol reactions, not going to cause acid, sun sensitivity from using acid, because it's none of that in there. And yet it's going to go to work on the peptides, the protein in your skin, and get it to release those damaged cells. People find, especially people who have chronically dry skin, doesn't matter what you're doing, you're exfoliating and you're still having just all this dry skin or a hard barrier on the skin that your moisturizers can't get through, using Bio Renewal Serum is going to break that down, allow that desquamation process to happen in a very natural way, so the skin is softer. All the studies are showing that the skin is smoother, that the lines and the valleys on the face, those wrinkle depth lifts up. They're not so deep. The skin is smoother and it's better hydrated. So I'm so in love with this product. This is going to be great for those who have that rough skin just holding on, even if they're using acids and things, it's still just holding on, or people with really sensitive skin who can't use acids and retinols, or those people who just have really dry skin, and their skin, with really dry skin, sometimes we overproduce, and so we just have all these dry flakes all the time. This is going to help to eliminate that problem. So super excited. I can't wait to get this on my mother-in-law's skin. I'm going to see her next week, and I'm going to get her started on the Bio Renewal Serum. So, okay. So that's a great alternative. Looking at my desk here, I think I'm ready to jump into questions. Let me hear from you guys. What are you using? What are you concerned that maybe you need to switch up? Or do you have some specific concerns around summertime that you want to make sure that you're addressing? I talk a lot about how hyperpigmentation, when we hit summer, we are in maintenance mode. We're just trying to keep it minimized, but we're never going to get rid of hyperpigmentation during the summer, and that still remains true. But we've got some great support items here, and we can talk about some of that as well if you guys are on here and want to talk about it. Let's make this personal to who's here today. Joseph says, how would the Is Clinical Retinol 1% compare to Stem Cell A? Stem Cell A is a bit more in cost. Are they even comparable? So really not even comparable. Stem Cell A and the retinol emulsion, I love that retinol emulsion 1%. Here's the 1% right here. I use the 3% because I'm that more reactive person. But Joseph, you're more like my husband, Michelle, And he can use this every single night of the week and not have a single issue with it. I love it. So, but this is a true retinol. It's an encapsulated retinol. Stem cell A is retinaldehyde. So retinaldehyde is going to be your gentler form of retinol. What I find with retinol emulsion is it's going to be more brightening, more firming, and potentially can be a little more drying or exfoliating. So you're going to make sure that you're using good hydration, although Is Clinical is so amazing at putting all of that into their product, all those great calming ingredients, right into the retinol emulsion itself. So really very different products. If you're already using retinol emulsion 1%, I would stay with that. And as summer comes on, if you're going on vacation, leave it at home. Don't take it with you on vacation. Or if you know you are going to be out a lot, you might just reduce it a little bit if you're concerned about your barrier. So the way I started the show, and I know there weren't many people on yet, so let me repeat this. 90% of the skin conditions that we see are caused by a compromised skin barrier. That means if you have a compromised skin barrier, it's going to cause more hyperpigmentation, more redness, more breakouts. And so what we're doing through those summer months is we're wanting to be sure that we're really protecting our barrier. And that's going to look different depending on where you live and what your skin type is and your skin strength is. Joseph, you're in San Francisco. You're going to have a little more wind and that kind of stuff, but you're not going to have as much heat as I'm going to deal with here in Redding. So you're going to have to watch your skin and know, okay, is my skin getting a little too dry here? Maybe I need to back off for a little bit while I'm having so much fun being outdoors and doing my outdoor summer activities. So you might just cut it back to a few times a week that you're using that. But you can really just pay attention to what your skin is telling you. Okay. Let's see, our next person here, Lori. Would Rhonda Allison's brightening serum be okay to use in the place of Is Clinical brightening serum since I already have it? Okay, so Natural Mega Brightening Serum from Rhonda Allison is meant to be cycled on and off. The Bellus perennis in that is very strong. So you just want to keep it to 3 months on, 3 months off. So don't be skimpy with it. Use it up in those 3 months. Use it really well. Don't just spot treat with any of your brighteners because hyperpigmentation is like an iceberg. You see a little bit of it on the surface and the rest of it underneath is great big. It's like floating along there. So when you're treating your hyperpigmentation, cover the entire hyperpigmentation prone area. That way you're getting the deeper layers as well as that little surface bit that's showing. Natural Mega Brightening Serum can be used for 3 months on, 3 months off. So a good rule to think of is alternating. So you could use your Natural Mega Brightening Serum for those 3 months and then jump into the brightening complex from Is Clinical, or I also love Glymed's Diamond Bright Skin Illuminator. Amazing. You can use this day and night. And this is a great alternative brightener for summertime. Let's see. Megan, would the Glymed Diamond Bright, their retinol be more effective for severe sun damaged skin than Is Clinical brightening? You know, everybody's skin is different. So if you already have Glymed's Diamond Bright and their resurfacing retinol rejuvenation, these actually work really well together. You can use the Diamond Bright during the day, use the retinol at night, and I even find that I can layer these at night. So you can put on your Diamond Bright and then put on your retinol emulsion over the top. This is a very gentle, really well formulated retinol, so you're not going to get that irritation and things like that. So if you already have these, use them. And then what I tell people is as you use those up, then switch off and feed your skin, try something different, because what you might find by switching off and switching to another thing is that this might be the bomb for one person, totally does it. The next person's going to say, oh no, that didn't work for me. This is what did it for me. So it's good to try some different things. This combination is using the brightening complex in the morning and the brightening serum at night with your retinol emulsion. That's just an alternative mode to these two. Use whichever one you have. If you've been using one and you use it up, then try the next one and see how that one works for you. Hope that answers your question. I know if you're on the fence, like which one should I get right now? I would have to ask you more questions. Say, well, what kind of retinol are you using right now? Because that might, I might start you on the Glymed one. If you're not on any retinol right now, I might start you on the Glymed one for summer and then boost you in the fall, jump up to the Is Clinical 0.3% emulsion. So it kind of depends on where you're at. If you've already been using a pretty strong retinol, then maybe this combination will be a good combination for you. Okay, let's go. Megan also is clinical brightening complex. Is clinical brightening complex and Glymed pigment brightening serum be a better combo? Not necessarily, but you could definitely do that. They're going to give you different ingredients, and sometimes that really works for some people, because if you're using, and I have it right here, I love the pigment brightening serum from Glymed is different than Diamond Bright. Different ingredients, different way of going after your hyperpigmentation, and this one can only be used at nighttime. So what we have, Megan asking us, can we use our brightening complex during the day and then use the pigment brightening serum at nighttime? Absolutely. Go ahead, give that a try. It should be just fine. And they just offer, if you look at the ingredient decks, they're offering brightening in different ways. So that might be just the right combination for you. Okay, great. All right, I'm going to move down. Megan again. My skin is very acne prone and reactive, so I don't want to freak it out. No, we don't want to freak out our skin. So if you're super acne prone and you're using Mandelic serum, I'm going to tell you your best bet is using the Glymed Daily Skin Clarifier mixed with your Mandelic serum. That is what's going to really help with the post-inflammatory red marks that we get, that erythema. It's called PIE, which then turns into PIH, goes from red to brown. This is what's really going to help you with that. This is what we start everybody on, even at a young age, because at a very young age, you need to start worrying about hyperpigmentation that you're going to get later on and the damage that goes with that. So Daily Skin Clarifier is what I even have people in their young adults, in their teens, even using this product to help keep their skin clear. It's very gentle, but also helping to keep that pigmentation from collecting. And so if you're blemish prone, generally what you're going to want to do is mix the Daily Skin Clarifier with your Mandelic serum and use that every day. And then at nighttime, you can throw on, you know, your pigment brightening solution if you're not using the Mandelic or the Acne Med. So I just don't know where you are in your stages, Megan. If you're still having active breakouts and you're still on your acne clearing routine, then you're going to want to check in with us and see, well, where should I add? And in that case, that's when you add this. But if you're staying clear and you've been clear 6 months to a year or more, then yeah, these are acne safe. Go ahead and just introduce one at a time. So for your first week or two, use your brightening complex. And then the next week or two, add in your pigment solutions at nighttime and just make sure that your skin just gets that gentle changeover. Lori, would Emapel night cream be okay to use on those nights not using retinol and using the brightening serum? So that is another trick that I do, and I love that question. So some nights I'll put on my retinol on one night, then the next night I'm putting on my brightening serum, and then I'm putting my Emapel over the top of it. And that is a gentler alternative than combining these two. So absolutely, you can put on your brightening serum and then you can put your Emapel on top of that. This has so many calming and soothing ingredients. That shea butter that is in this product is very calming, really reduces redness. So that can be an excellent combination, a great idea. These are the kind of ideas I want to be talking about because there's so many different ways that you guys can work with your skin in the summer months depending on your skin and what you have at home. So, Megan again, with Dermadisc, could I use it without buying the enzymes or is it less effective for sun damage? So, the Dermadisc, of course, can be used without any enzymes at all. And it's just you're using it on dry skin. You've got to be very careful with it. Just stick with that finer disc. If you go to the more medium disc, you're just going to need to be really careful not to overdo it. You will not get as much exfoliation and brightening without adding the enzyme. So enzymes are like Pac-Man. They go in and they digest away those dead skin cells. So when we use the Dermadisc, we use it on the fine first just to loosen up all those skin cells. Then we're putting those enzymes on that help digest them away and adding in that medium tip, and it just really lifts off that hyperpigmentation, especially if it's from sun damage. So, but absolutely, I mean, most people, the Dermadisc, most people, before I started mixing it with enzymes, they were just using it without enzymes, and they were loving it, thought it was the greatest thing since, you know, sliced bread. But then I'm just that artist in the treatment room, and I started mixing it with enzymes, and I really love what that does. So absolutely, Megan, you can do it either way. Megan, would the Is Clinical combo be better to deal with maturation arrest, acne? Not necessarily. With maturation arrest, I mean, really, Megan, I would recommend reaching out and doing a consultation, doing our acne consultation with Morgan, or reaching out and doing a clear skin checkup, even with MJ. They can really look at all the products you have and what order to use them in. You're dealing with a lot of different issues going on. So maturation arrest really needs a pretty strong retinol. A place to start might be with the Is Clinical retinol, but it's just hard for me to say without seeing pictures of your skin, without knowing your history. Maturation arrest does best with glycolic acid, sometimes mandelic acid mixed with that, and then the retinols in there. And usually you're going to want to get into an L-retinol or a retinoid like Face Reality's retinoid, which is much stronger, but that can be a little harsh for summertime. So you're going to have to be careful. Just, you know, it depends on how intense that maturation arrest is and how much pebbling you really have under the skin. And so it's hard for me to answer your questions without really seeing pictures and knowing your history and all of that. And that's what my estheticians are here for. And they will take a deeper look and a deeper dive into what's going on for you and really make good recommendations for you. Follow what they say. They stand behind their work. If something doesn't work, they're going to change it up and make sure it works. They're really good and really thorough too. Okay, let's see. Jennifer, what would be best if I was transitioning off of tretinoin? So if you've been using tretinoin and we want to step that down a little bit, I would go for an encapsulated retinol. I would try the Is Clinical retinol. And if you've been using tretinoin every day and it's the gel form, you probably can start right off the bat with a 1%. However, summer's coming and it wouldn't be bad for you to just start Is Clinical's pretty particular, and they say always start with the 0.3. So it would not be bad for you to transition, just go to the 0.3%, which is the one I use. Use that through the summer, and then when fall hits and you run out of that, then bump up to this 1%. So that's what I would do personally if I were working with you, Jennifer. I would say, let's get you on to the youth serum and the retinol emulsion 0.3%. And then come fall, when you run out of that, bump up to the next strength. All right. Alexandra says, I have very reactive skin. I've used retinol and summer just makes my face so red. I want to keep with retinol though. What do you suggest? So if you want to keep using retinol, you have a couple of options. You can start buffering that. Put youth serum underneath it. You can put Rhonda Allison's DNA reversal underneath it. Either one of these two will really calm the skin. Use that retinol less often, so maybe cut back and just use it once or twice a week. The other thing you can do is step it down. So I would need to know what retinol you're using in order to tell you how you could possibly stay on a retinol but step it down in strength. So if you want to pipe in here, let me know what retinol you're currently using. Always it's great to, you can always step down to a retinaldehyde. This one from Hale and Hush. Hale and Hush are the red skin experts. So anybody who gets redness, inflammation, this is the brand for you. Fantastic for reducing that redness. We don't want redness in the skin because that increases aging. So Hale and Hush Rare Retinol Serum might be just perfect for you. What do you recommend for dark under eye circles? Is retinol key? No, retinol is not necessarily what you're going to want to use for dark under eye circles. I have a few different favorites out there. Just if you want to go inexpensively and have something to put on underneath your other eye creams, the Celine's popping in.
Relief has been amazing.
Which one?
Dark circles. Glymed Rosacea Relief.
Ah, yes, I will get to that one. Thank you. Celine's like piping in with her favorite. But the Skin Script has a peptide eye serum. Pretty inexpensive. You put that under other eye products, and we get a lot of great reviews on that product for diminishing dark circles under the eyes. The other one that would just surprise you, because you wouldn't think, but it really does work, and that is Glymed. And I don't have it on my shelf here, but Glymed Rosacea Serum. You think rosacea serum, but hands down, everybody swears by it. Rosacea serum, under the eyes, dark circles, Glymed. You'll find that to be a real nice winner. 60s, keeping up with removing texture and tackling fine lines. What would you routinely do if avoiding retinols just during the summer and a lot of outdoor activity? Absolutely grab that Bio Renewal Serum. My mother-in-law, this is what I'm going to be putting her on, because in the summer months, she cannot handle retinol at all, even though she has pretty strong skin. She's 83, pretty strong skin, but can't handle retinols because she's out in the sun all the time. Her cheeks will just start getting really red, and yet she gets this real buildup of dead skin cells. And what we need to know, which I can tell you, is that Biorenewal Serum is going to remove the dead skin cells. It's going to reduce the depth of lines and wrinkles and rehydrate the skin. So I would be putting on the Biorenewal Serum, and I, of course, would be using my Gen XC, and I would be topping it with the Youth Serum. Because here you're going to get your copper peptides, all your great epigenetics that are going to really speak to the DNA in your skin and tell it to act younger and behave properly. So these two during the day, and then using your Biorenewal Serum at nighttime. Okay, so Alexandra says she's been using the Photozyme MD plus 1% retinol, and I have not used that, so I'm not super familiar with it. I'm not sure if they're also putting other acids into it, but let me go back up here. And it's a 1%, so Alexandra, you could try stepping it down a little bit and go to the 3% retinol emulsion with is clinical. that would be a nice step down for you. And it's got so many calming ingredients to reduce redness. And of course, I would be putting the youth serum underneath it. But if you want to stay on retinol, okay, I'm qualifying this, you want to stay on retinol, but you get really red in the summer, I would probably tone it down, either by putting on the youth serum underneath it, using it less nights per week until you use it up, and then I would step it down a notch and go from that 1% to the 0.3%. And I think that that will really help your skin. When I wake up after using this 0.3%, redness is gone from my skin. And dark spots are diminished. It's just lighter, brighter, firmer, and feels really great. So that's what I would suggest giving a try. This little combination is pretty wonderful. That's the youth serum and your retinol emulsion. 0.3. Step it down for summer. Tanya, great. Okay, and Alexandra, you've been using this already for 4 years, and yeah, and so if you're getting redness and stuff in the summertime, step it down. Just like I said, step it down to the is clinical 0.3 and use your youth serum underneath. Also, if you've been using something for 4 years straight, just without any breaks, your skin needs to be fed something different. It needs a new challenge. I would change things up a little bit. Mary says, what can I do for lines around my mouth? So I have 2 things that I use. I have lines around my mouth too. So Adipo, I swipe that on the lips, leave it for 10 minutes, and then massage it in or wipe it off. Adipo is great for that. The other thing that I use is the Is Clinical Lip Elixir, and I kind of do it the same way. I just rub it on, but I'm putting those on every time I brush my teeth. So twice a day, I'm getting either that Adipo or the Lip Elixir on there, and probably fastest results Adipo, probably, because you're just getting that immediate. The reason I like Lip Elixir is that it has the epigenetics in it and the extremozymes, so it's going to work deeper in the skin to help doing some rejuvenation from deep within. But man, Adipo works great on those lips. I would try that for the mouth area. What do you recommend for underlines? I'm not sure what underlines are. Tanya, you'll have to give me more information on that. It might have been a typo or you left out something. Okay. Mary says, what is Adipo? Celine, can you pop Adipo up for them to be able to see it? It's spelled A-D-I-P-E-A-U, so it's kind of that French spelling. Adipo is a product that has black ginger root in it, and it's going after restoring fat pad loss. So a lot of this going on in here and that thinning of the skin can be fat pad loss. And adding Adipo, using the Adipo really plumps up and restores fat pad. And when you restore fat pad, it also restores collagen, because when you have more healthy, uniform size fat pad cells, collagen renews better. So Celine's got it up there, so you guys can see it up there now, so you know what Adipo is. Analia, what do you recommend for acne scars and redness and blemish? Okay, that's when you're going to go after Daily Skin Clarifier. Mix this with your Mandelic serum or your other active serums during the day. Acne scars, that redness that comes after a blemish, that is because there's still increased blood flow to that area, and it can take 6 to 9 months to go away. Daily Skin Clarifier helps to shorten that time, and also helps prevent. So mixing this with your mandelic acid is going to help prevent those dark spots and redness, and also take care of the ones that you already have. So I cannot say enough good things about Daily Skin Clarifier. Add that to your corrective serums every day. Okay. Tanya, it was under eye lines. So under eye lines, it's one of those things now where There's no one size fits all because different people respond, their eye area just responds differently. So I would kind of want to know your age, and I would kind of want to know what have you been using and that's not working, because then I can tell you that next thing to try, Tanya. Sometimes lines, and as I'm waiting, I'll talk about lines under the eyes. Lines under the eyes can be caused by a number of things. We could have fat pad loss, so we're getting that sunkenness, and that can create some things there. We could have puffiness around under the eyes, and we need to firm the skin, or it could be dehydration and dry skin lines, or it can just be that loss of elasticity and things going on in that area. A good place to start, and I don't know Tanya's age, so some places that people start, Michelle Corley's Peptide Eye Serum, little miracle worker. That could be a great place to start. If you have dry eyes, then do Michelle Corley's, I don't know, I think rejuvenating peptide eye cream or something, but Michelle Corley's eye cream, it has the same peptides as the serum, but in a cream form. Both of those are really excellent. Another big favorite amongst our clients is the Is Clinical. No, excuse me, not Is, well, Is Clinical is great too, but Neogenesis Eye Serum can be really great to just start. If you're not getting the results you want from your eye cream, start putting a serum underneath. So the Is Clinical Eye Serum often can be really good, or that Michelle Corley Peptide Eye Serum under the eye cream that you're using will often make that difference. If you're just not using anything and you're wanting to grab something, the skin is 40 and over, start perhaps with the HOP Promoter Repair Eye Cream. Can be really excellent. See great results with that. If you're younger, your 20s, 30s, you're seeing dehydration and lines around the eyes, Is Clinical's Eye Youth Complex, the eye youth under the eyes, and you got to pat it in because it has these hyaluronic spheres that need to be pressed down into the skin. I hear great results with that product for that age group. So there's a lot of different things, but there kind of gives you some ideas. Melissa, can I mix Daily Skin Clarifier to the Neogen Mandelic? 100%, yep. Tanya, I'm 58 and currently not using anything. So start with the HOP, the Promoter Repair Eye Cream. I could give you two to look at, and then you can choose one to start with. I love that Promoter Eye Repair. I also love this one from Glymed. It's their the hemp rejuvenating eye cream if you have a little drier eyes. So to put in context, for me, if I use a eye cream that's too firming, it's like it pulls all those little lines together and actually makes my lines look worse. It's weird. So firming doesn't work for me where it may work for someone else. I tend to really like this CBD. It's CBD, we call it hemp, because on the websites, if you put CBD, we have trouble. So we put hemp regenerative eye cream. I really like this one because it's giving me more moisture, but I also like the Hot Promoter Repair, and I've been using that for years. I'm just doing a little break. The Hot Promoter Repair really goes after repairing those fine lines and deepening lines under the eyes. So probably I would say start with that one, the HOP Promoter Repair Eye Cream. Yeah. Mary, what is the MyoLift product? Not sure what you're referring to. Maybe if Celine knows, she can come tell me. Not sure what you're referring to with MyoLift. We have our TriWave. That's a microcurrent device. I did mention.
MyoLift is TriWave.
I didn't know I mentioned the TriWave today. I did? Yeah. Oh, guess I'm just talking away. Okay, the MyoLift TriWave. Let's get it over here. I have a special group on Facebook, and we meet once a week, and we do microcurrent treatments together. And we use the MyoLift TriWave. The MyoLift TriWave uses 3 waveforms, and that's what I love about it. Many microcurrent devices just have 1 or 2 waveforms, and they don't do lymphatics. And so the TriWave has a rejuve setting that's all about clearing out the lymphatics, which contributes to that jowling and deepening nasolabial folds, because we have so much lymph in this area. So the TriWave is really about firming all of this area, firming the whole face, redensifying, so we get that, keep that nice plumpness that we want in the skin, redensifying the skin. And my clients who have this, we meet once a week on Facebook. Tomorrow we have a private group just with those gals, and we learn how to use this device and have a lot of fun with doing the microcurrent treatments. Tanya says, need to firm. Oh, firming under the eyes. Yeah, so you need more firming. So definitely do the HOP Promoter Repair eye cream. Megan, with microchanneling, can it help soften acne scars? So yes, when you have those kind of scarring like that, not hyperpigmentation, but more that the indents and the circular, raised circular crater type scarring going on, you can use microchanneling, absolutely. So some people on here are going, probably thinking, what's microchanneling? Microchanneling is another word for microneedling. Microchanneling and microneedling, use small needles to puncture the skin. You can use a roller or you can use a stamp. And if you have those acne scars, then you're going to want to go to our website and go to Anti-Age and go to the clarifying solution. And the clarifying solution is specifically goes after acne scarring. So that's what you would want to do for those. And then yes, you also want to be using retinol, because retinol also helps with those, Megan. But yeah. You have a lot of stuff going on, and so really I just reach out to our estheticians, because you can't do microneedling if you get inflamed acne. Yeah, so you're a complicated case, girl. All right, Tanya, thank you, you're welcome. My son will not use sunscreen and can be acne folliculitis prone. Fitzpatrick 3 and 4. How can I treat spots to prevent HP? Well, you're not going to be able to prevent HP. He won't use sunscreen, but you could have him use the Daily Skin Clarifier. I think that would be great. If you could get him to put on an antioxidant serum, Rhonda Allison's Antiox 18. Antioxidant serums really do provide some nice sun protection from DNA damage. But yeah, this would be your best bet. And if he won't use sunscreen, you're in a tough spot. Okay. Amber, hi Gina, it's Amber from CS. I was going, CS, not sure what CS is. I was just going to the site to get some info and saw you were live. Oh, CS. I can't tell you guys who CS is. That's a secret. Now she told the secret. We have a secret. We have something great coming to Artist Skincare. So those of you guys watching today are in on the secret. Megan says, I know it. I want to do everything at once, but I know that's a bad idea. Yep, bad idea. Have patience with your skin. Take it slow. I've had some hyperpigmentation spots where I got hurt by a doctor and treatment that took me probably 4 years to lighten up those spots, but they did lighten up, and you just can't focus too much on the imperfections. Know that you're still absolutely beautiful, and imperfections are all okay. We all have them. I have plenty of imperfections all over, and it's just part of who we are, and it's okay. We're human, and let's celebrate that. Melissa, could you or Selena help me know the difference between the Tizo sunscreen? I used to love Clear Choice. Oh, between the Tizo sunscreens. So you're trying to find a sunscreen. You used to love Clear Choice. Yeah, we found out Clear Choice was not FDA registered. Big problems there. So Celine, come back in here. Tizo sunscreens. I really like so Clear Choice was more of a white. Have you tried the Tizo AM Replenish in the untinted formula? That could be a really good one. Goes on really nice. I don't know if she's running into my light stand. Join me here, Celine.
Bringing a stool so we can get in here. Okay, so the Tizo sunscreens are all kind of slightly different textures than Clear Choice. The thing about Clear Choice was that it was one of those unfortunately too good to be true things. Like, there are no mineral sunscreens that are like that sunscreen because that wasn't a real sunscreen.
It wasn't really sunscreen. That's why it was so great.
But it was really great. That whole Clear Choice situation was an amazing opportunity for us to learn about sunscreen and learn about sunscreen testing and learn about what mineral sunscreens can and cannot do. It was really like an amazing opportunity for us to grow and learn about sunscreen. So I think you're gonna really, really love, you just got the sneak peek that Color Science is coming in, and you are going to absolutely love their no-show sunscreen.
Yeah.
That is a mineral sunscreen that really is a no-show sunscreen. It's incredible. We've been testing it out and absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna like that when it launches. But I think you'll also really like, depending on your Fitzpatrick type, the Fitzpatrick one would be like your fairest, and then it goes.
Yeah, are you really fair? You're more medium, Mediterranean? Are you dark complexion? That always helps us to know where to steer you to.
Yes, if you really liked the dewy, glowy, moisturizing finish of Clear Choice, then you would like the Ultra Zinc from Tizo. But that one will leave a cast if you have a deeper skin tone. So if you're fair or light, that's a really nice option.
Fair medium.
Fair medium.
That's probably fine for her.
The Ultra Zinc, you can do it in tinted or not tinted. Note that the tinted Ultra Zinc from Tizo, it's not tinted in a way that gives you any coverage. It doesn't give you makeup coverage. It just has a light tint to help it really absorb into the skin without leaving it cast better. It just helps with any possible gray cast that could happen with a non-tinted mineral sunscreen. So I think that would be really nice for you, especially if you liked that dewy finish, because that has a really lovely
It does have a more dewy finish. The other dewy finish, well, she's asking for Tizo. I was going to say Sorella's Apothecary. They have that Quench and Protect. Really lovely dewy finish. Very much loved. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Quench and Protect is really lovely.
It's really lovely. So you might get that and that'll hold you over until our Color Science gets here.
But I will also give you guys another sneak peek, because you guys are here and you're our insiders, is that in the next coming weeks, I actually, off the top of my head, I don't have the exact, but in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be doing a little gift with purchase promo where we're going to be giving away the Tizo sampler sets. So that is a box with 4 Tizo sunscreens, so you can really try every single
4 different formulas.
You can try the Tizo 3, which is your most matte option, the AM Replenish, which is somewhere in the middle, and the Ultra Zinc, which is your ultra moisturizing finish. So that is coming your way. Something to
It is, and Tizo is a real affordable price point. I think you can also actually buy those little sets on our website too. You can buy those sets.
Yeah, the set's only $15. I think it's a really great deal.
You get a great 4
deluxe samples.
I don't know, they're about this tall.
We don't have
one right here, but yeah, for $15, and that'll hold you over too until our next
great
launch.
Way to test things out. Yeah. I hope that was helpful.
Yay.
How many days after your live videos before you upload them onto YouTube also? So we just started a new thing where all of our videos, when we're live right here with you guys on the website, we're actually also live at the exact same time on YouTube. So those videos, the video that we do now is going to be available immediately as a live replay on YouTube, so you guys can go get them there. And you can also always rewatch these lives right here in our video center on our website. Kind of, once you go in, you can sort by kind of subject matter, or you can just look at all videos, and they're sorted by date, so you can just scroll through and find them there too.
So Melissa says she's 51 and dry skin. So yeah, you would like probably that Quench and Protect. It's a nice size. You could probably put it in your purse because she's also saying she wants a purse size. Tizo, did we get the Tizo sticks in?
No, we have better sticks coming. Better sticks.
So we have some sticks. I love to carry a stick in my backpack and in my purse,
Same.
and that's what I reapply
Put
with.
it on my tattoos.
Yeah, but we'll have some sticks coming very soon, you guys. Getting it together here.
And they'll be acne safe, which is amazing. I've searched high and low for acne safe sunscreen sticks and not been able to find them because they always have like butters and emulsifying waxes in them. But we found you guys some and they're coming.
Now, and Melissa, if you are 51, dry skin, not blemish prone, you cannot get anything really better than Is Clinical Extreme Protect. The extreme enzymes in that are amazing. It's what I'm putting on my neck, my arms, a lot of times on my face. Especially if I'm going to be outdoors, that is 100% my go-to for outdoor. That's what's going to protect you, really protect you from that skin cancer and thiamine dimers and your DNA doing weird stuff it shouldn't do. So take a look at that Extreme Protect, and it comes in, you know, the clear, the white, or it comes in a tinted form. And the tinted formula is really pretty. It's almost a little too dark for me yet, but in the summertime it's perfect.
Yeah, so the tinted Extreme Protect, I let people know that's really nice if you have more of like a medium skin tone, but you have a very warm undertone. So you find that a lot of mineral sunscreens are just like have a grayish
Too pinky,
tinge to them,
yeah.
or too pinky because you have a very warm skin tone. That's what the tint of Extreme Protect is best for. And then there's also the bronze tint, which is amazing on those deeper skin tones.
Yeah, the bronze tint's really beautiful on dark skin tones. Okay, Mary's going back to work. Bye, Mary.
Bye, Mary.
Melissa says, very helpful, thank you. All right, well, we had a lot of fun. We covered so many bases, from vitamin C to brightening to retinols to eyes.
I was
sunscreen.
furiously on the back end linking all these products for you guys. She was like, oh, and then there's this product and this product. I was like, oh, okay, I can get it. But if I missed any products, reach out to customer service. They can always let you know, send you a link to any products that we mentioned that I somehow missed linking, because I'm sure I missed a couple.
All right.
It happens.
Okay, you guys, have a wonderful week. We'll see you back here next week. Take care.